The top 10 moments 2013. It's time to unleash the lawyers. 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 Woohoo! Unleash the lawyers. Unleash the lawyers. What? Let the bed. What? Put him up. Did you just say let the dead bury the dead? What does that mean? That doesn't even make sense. What are you talking about, man?
I'm simply saying, why are you going to sit here and say
the dead?
He didn't rescue a dead body?
That's not even what that means.
Well,
dead
that's
because
what
he killed her. Yeah, he knew she was dead, all right, and I'll tell you how he knew, because he put the bullet in her.
There's just a lot on the table right now. Don't go biting off your manicure.
All right.
But I do agree with Daryl. The longer this takes, the better it is for the defense.
Excuse me.
Just that simple.
I am a working mother of 5-year-old twins. I've been camped out at this courthouse since before daylight today. I don't have time for a manicure, so don't stereotype women now or ever. And I've noticed this with practically every defendant I ever put on trial. She said the baby had got put in the oven.
Right.
By what? By who? Who? A little green man from Mars?
He took what reasonable people would do. He shot to kill, and to make sure he killed, he used the gun 4 times.
Did you just say reasonable people? That's what reasonable people would do? You know,
absolutely.
I think
so would you,
reasonable
Nancy.
people would make sure that the other person in bed was not the one in there on the commode.
Well, keep in mind, Nancy, and I love it the way when you talk about the 14-year-old girl, you get that little catch in your voice, but there's no victim here. The person on the other end of that computer was
Peter,
not a girl. It was a middle-aged detective.
To attack each other. Let's try to focus on the case.
On the fact that this was not a crime.
It doesn't concern me at all when you try to insult me or criticize me personally.
I'm not being insulting, Nancy. I think it's amusing.
I'd like to try and focus on this case.
There's smoke and mirrors, and it's a complete reversal.
Daryl,
they don't have any evidence. Simple.
Every time you can't think of something to say and you don't want to answer my question, you blurt out something like smoke and mirrors. And that's supposed to answer the question. But let me tell you something, Mr. Cohen. I know what you're doing. I'm talking about a specific question, so don't throw cliches at me, smoke and mirrors. Why do I care if there's somebody else involved? Why do I care if he enlisted a henchman?
Because what if the other person involved actually did the murders and this gentleman has nothing to do with it? He has a kidnapping, or maybe he took this girl from whatever other individual was there.
40-year-old family friend has a sexual feelings for a 16-year-old girl, a friend of the family, Heather Hansen,
well, Nancy,
a gentleman.
You're assuming that the person who said that feeling was there is true. There's a lot of assumptions being made. As you said earlier in the show, everything's fluid right now. We don't have any answers.
The burning home. Well, so should I believe you, Heather Hansen, or my lying eyes? Well, I see the home burning.
Nancy,
they've taken out a dead body. Maybe. But here, the fact that a child will not take off their coat, that's like saying, you have on a gold earring, boom, and I shoot you with my Uzi.
Actually, it's not at all like that, Nancy.
Yes, it is, because the child not taking off her coat is not provocation.
Of course
that's not provocation.
It's not,
that's
but murder is intent to kill. Manslaughter is recklessly killing without the intent.
Murder is intent to do the act. For instance, if I hold a gun up to your head and go,
that's
boom,
murder.
And I go, oh, my stars, I only meant to scare you, Remy. How in the world are you dead? No.
If this
I meant to hold the gun up and pull the trigger. That is the intent the law looks for. Are you trying to tell me, Peter, that you don't find it odd that McNeil is on the scene when 2 people drown in the bathtub?
Nancy, people drown in the bathtub all the time.
Really?
Yeah,
because I've never heard of anybody drowning in the bathtub. There was Kathleen Savio. That was determined to be a murder in the Drew Peterson case. And then there is this woman, Michelle McNeil, and McNeil's brother.
People drown in the bathtub
like who?
from overdoses of drugs.
Like, name one.
Well, Rodney King.
Name 2.
Whitney Houston.
Name 3. Busted.
That
you
guy
busted
next
me.
door.